from Mighty Lancer Games. Welcome to this evening's stream where I'm going to be messing about with paint. So, didn't realise exactly what time it was, and I'm just topping up mixing balls and squirting contrast medium into some paints. Here we go. Hydrate with a cup of tea. How are we all? I can see Tony, Red, John, and obviously Pete's here with the hydrate. So how are you all?
Coroniko's here as well.
Coroniko, I do apologise. Miss.
No, Coroniko was first, so right at the top.
I didn't see that on the whole thing. So what I'm doing, I've got. Oh no, I didn't mean to do that. What I am currently doing, wrecked it, Cat.
It's just messing about.
Yeah. What I'm doing is putting some contrast medium into some of our contrast paints to just top them up, thin them a little, and
well, no one caught that invisible Pokemon that we didn't know about.
yeah, and also making sure that we've got mixing balls in some of them that might not have mixing balls in.
So why is it a good idea to put mixing balls in contrast paint? I thought contrast paint was really thin.
It is, but they sediment quite a bit. So I'll show you what I mean in a second. Let me just. So Agaros Dunes, I've decided that I really like Agaros Dunes. It looks good as non-metal metal in my opinion. So sorry, that was a bit noisy. Right, so the worst offender, in my opinion, is Apothecary White. So can you see
Pete the Hydrator, we love having you
the
here.
layers in this pot? So down the bottom here you've got like a very thick layer of pigment, and then you've got this kind of sludgy darker grey here, and then or grey, and then this darker colour at the top. Now this darker colour at the top,
Pete the Hydrator is enjoying this stream.
the fluidy bit, and this bit, the grey, lighter grey bit here, is the sediment, so that's a lot more of the pigmenty stuff. And then this bit here at the bottom that looks almost blue when you view it from the bottom, like a sky blue colour, is all the hard white pigment that you need mixing into your paint. And if you don't get this bad boy shaken thoroughly enough, it just looks absolutely poop. So when you open it, hasn't had a good shake for a while, because this is probably one of my least used. It just looks like grey sludge. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to stick a couple extra mixing balls in there, and we're going to put a bit of the old medium in as well. Just one squirt in there, and then give that a hi. Give that a good shake up. But we don't use Apothecary White quite as often, so give it a bit of a shake. But then that's going to go back on the shelf. So an ultramarines blue is also one as well. So there, look, same kind of thing. Very light blue on the bottom, Calgar blue that almost looks like, and then you've got a definite gradation of settlement and what have you.
Pete the Hydrator says hands up for 5 seconds.
Whoop!
No.
Hands up, baby.
No putting
Hands
balls in your
up.
paint for 5 seconds. Tony says, doing good here, just finished my rat prints today. It looks awesome, it's in the Discord. I could do a lot more, but I'm keeping it fun, not extreme paint quality. Tony says, contrast definitely needs mixing balls. Pete says, I'm doing okay, I'm still in the need of a new brush. Tried rescuing my old ones, but they're too far gone. Tesseract Glow. Tesseract Glow is appalling, isn't it, John? I love Tesseract Glow, I think it's a very nice colour. But yeah, the separation of Tesseract Glow is atrocious. You can see it once you shook it and got it to where you want. You can see it just going back to separating while it's sat on your desk and you're using it.
So this evening, what I'm going to be painting this evening is a bit of this guy. We're going to be painting a bit of this guy.
Look at that guy. That guy's awesome.
Yeah, a bit of this guy. I have just realised he's got a big gap down here, but we're not going to worry about that. I can't see it when he stood on the table and I'm looking from above. I can't see him. So I'm just
Awesome.
going to prepare. I'm going to use some Fire Slayer flesh for his skin. So we're just going to squirt a bit of that in there, spread it around a bit. That only sounds like one ball. That only sounds like one ball in there.
Is this the new stream? Mr MLG uses his superpowers to guess how many mixing balls are in the paint. Like, you could have gone on You Bet.
Yeah.
You Bet used to be ace. Like, why?
Oh, yeah, definitely sounds like multiple balls now.
Yeah, multiple ball shaking.
So we're I'm going to stick that one over there with the pipette. There's definitely much left in there now.
I think that the contrast on your face camera must be very off, because when you just leant forward, then your head went a very funny colour.
Yeah, I look very pale.
I don't know. I'm not sure what's going on there.
Who knows? Yeah. Well, I've got the pipette out. Let's just squeeze that into there.
There's some strange noises coming from you over there.
Yeah, been using a lot of browns recently. I need to dilute all my browns. Got some more contrast medium here because I've just finished off 2 pots worth. But it's definitely worth just adding a little bit of contrast medium into your contrast paints.
What does it do?
It just thins them slightly, but I find that a nice little additional mix with a bit of contrast medium also stops them being quite so glossy.
Alright.
So let's crack on.
It is, Tony. Tony says, not a fan of Tesseract Glow. It's very inconsistent and difficult to control. It is. I tend to use the bright colour that's settled, and like the weird sedimenty colour on top. I don't tend to use, if that makes sense. If I mix it up too much to the colour it's supposed to be, I don't like it. And John says, are there any alternatives to Tesseract Glow? Because Hexwraith Flame is different, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
We did a video on that, John, on the YouTube.
Fluorescent.
What, the fleur?
Well, yeah, the fleur colours from Green Stuff Well, and also there are some Vallejo fluorescents.
We've got heroes as well, so you might hear me rustling as I get a sweet.
I know I can't eat one. Can I?
You could, you just have to not talk.
While I'm painting, I'm going to start off with skin. I'm going to go with Fire Slayer flesh, and I'm going to use this red dot brush that I've got here for his skin.
The dog's trying to get under here to see.
Yeah. Come on, pup. There we go.
I am just uploading a YouTube video, just so you all know.
Yeah.
If you can hear me typing, that's what I'm doing. It's about the new Battle Forces from Games Workshop.
Awesome.
Which is why we're slightly behind, or slightly more rushed than normal, because I made him film the video just before we were streaming. Because otherwise I know he don't get time to do it, and then it'll never get done. Tony says, fluorescent colours work. Also, there's a paint alternative, but that involves mixing regular paints and thinning it down. Yeah, just give us the bottle stuff.
I'm not going to bother trying to paint around his toenails. I'm just going to paint all his skin and his toenails as one.
Why? Toenails are the best part. Some grubby giant toenails.
Yeah, well, I'll go back and touch them up. Or put a different colour over the top to make them dirty and grim.
Yeah, you got to have some dirty, grim toenails. Look at all that walking around he's been doing, dragging his feet about in the dirt.
What's going on there? It's like the paint's pulling away a little bit at that point. I don't know what's going on there.
So what colour are you using there then?
Fire Slayer Flesh.
Fire Slayer Flesh. How do you slay a fire?
Yeah, it's
Go on.
pour water on it.
I thought you were going to tell me it was some lore thing and it's
No,
some
it is,
like
it is.
Games Workshop faction up. You pour water on it.
No,
The
it's,
guy who pours water to put the fires out after everyone's had their tea, the colour
Yeah.
of his flesh.
yeah. No, what it is that when Games Workshop brought out Age of Sigmar, they needed a way to get Troll Slayers, which were like a firm fan favourite, back into the game. So
So they made him put fires out.
no. So they called them Fire Slayers because they're all. Now they've got an entire army of like Troll Slayer types. So they've all got flaming orange beards and massive axes and stuff. And they call them the Fire Slayers. That's what the name that they came up with for the new race of dwarfs that they've created. So they call them Fire Slayers, and they live inside mountains and stuff, volcanoes.
Now you're just trying to big them up, trying to say that they're putting out the volcano fires. Just face it, they're just running around putting out people's campfires around their cave.
You're being very dismissive of these
That's not like me at all, is
dwarven
it?
heroes.
I'm very dismissive. I'm never that. Never negative, never dismissive.
Yeah.
What else you got to tell us then?
Oh.
I know. It's like I've never asked you that before. Oh, Panda's asleep. Little pink nightcap on and green Zeds. Pete says, "Hi, Jane." Oh, John's unlucky. That card does nothing.
Hydrate.
Hi, Jane. I'm sure that's exactly how Pete says it as well.
What have I got to tell you?
Yes, what have you got to tell me? Specifically just me.
Don't know.
I am still sorting through Magic the Gathering cards, in case anybody was interested. That's something that I'm doing.
How many have you got left?
I don't know. I've got them all left still, haven't I? Because all I'm doing is sorting them into their groups, and then I've got to sort them into numbers. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 boxes of, I wanted the old 4,000.
Yeah.
So 10 boxes of 4,000 still to sort through that I haven't done yet. And then there are 3 crates full of ring binders that I haven't even looked at, and I'm pretending they don't exist. So just a couple left.
I didn't think we had that many cards.
Well, guess what? You have. That's a very dirty colour, isn't it? Is that because when you're putting out fires you're getting a bit grubby?
Yeah.
That they don't have a wash?
Yeah. It's because they're like darker skinned.
It's almost a reddy brown, like mahogany or something.
Yeah. It's not as dark as it looks.
Pete the Hydrator would like you to look down the camera lens and say hello.
There you go. Pete wants some attention.
Hi, Pete. Hello. Hello, Pete.
Hello, Pete. Drink! Oh, Togepi! I know what a Togepi is. That's like a little round spiky ball. I've heard of a Togepi. Let's all catch the Togepi. Yes, it's in one of Little Miss's books. Misty, who's a character in the Pokemon books that Little Miss is reading, has a Togepi, and she just kind of carries it about with her, a bit like Pikachu just don't go in its ball.
Alright.
Oh, John, you don't own that ball. Uh-oh. You're in trouble. So these Grogu things then, what are they all about? What are they for? What's the plan with them?
So
Have we not got any more?
No. So we can't buy them. They were sent to us as promotional items for us to decide what we're going to do with them.
And what are you gonna do with them?
I don't know. I haven't thought about it yet.
I'm gonna hold it under the camera so people are gonna see what we're talking about. Grogu.
These are limited edition Grogu Star Wars Legion miniatures. Yeah, haven't decided really. We need to do some kind of promotion with them, and I haven't decided what we're going to do.
Any thoughts? Any?
Yeah, well, I think really we should.
I meant like people.
Oh
watching.
right.
There's only rubbishy sweets left now. Red snail Tokope. Tokope has been caught by a red snail. I'm gonna eat a sweet now. You'll have to do some talking.
Okay. So this giant is huge. Didn't really think this one through. This is my.
But
monstrous...
I need my glasses to see what I'm doing.
Awesome.
John the Templar wants you to remove your glasses for 1 minute.
I love it when it's your voice because it really confuses me.
Mhm.
Because it doesn't take a lot to confuse me, does it? I'm like, you're over there talking about something else, but I can hear your voice elsewhere.
Yeah, this guy's huge. Didn't really think this one through. Oh.
No.
I'm doing remarkably well. It's because he's so big. I can just aim for the middle.
You should have waited for the eyes.
Yeah. It's catching up with me now, though. So, this guy is. Some of the lads have been talking about playing Kings of War. This guy's needed painting for a long time. If I get to playing Kings of War, this guy can be part of my army. Been having a look at Kings of War recently. Just casually having a look.
Oh yeah, we know what that means, don't we?
Yeah.
Isn't it like the season for Frostgrave? Hey Asma! Woohoo! Who is that big dude and who stole Nathan's glasses? Yes, there was a card. He's got to paint without his glasses on, but thankfully it's quite big so you can actually see what he's doing. This is a Mantic Giant and Nathan is using contrast paint currently.
Contrast.
I'm sure he'll tell you all about it. He was just telling us about Kings of War and I interrupted him. Very rude of me. I am sorry.
I should hope so too.
I know, I'm terrible, aren't I?
So, yeah, Kings of War is kind of like described as a rank and flank game these days.
Rank and flank.
Yeah, because your troops are in units and you have them in like little squares and stuff. So they call it rank and flank because it's all about charging into arcs of the bases and stuff like that. So
Right.
it's often described. See online and stuff.
Is that a bit like Slapchop? It's just some nonsense that someone's made up.
That's it. Yeah, slap chop. Say slap chop. So yeah, rank and flank type combat is Kings of War. So don't know whether I will ever actually play this game.
Forgot to put the background
You
music
forgot
on.
to put
That's
music-
why it sounds so strange. I couldn't figure it out. I was like, there's something wrong.
Is that because you took it off for the video?
Took it off to you to make your video. Yes. Sorry, I'm interrupting again. Tony says the new ogres for Kings of War are beautiful. Archon Studios are doing tooling etc. for the new Mantic minis.
All right. Yeah, with and Archon Studios, I'm told, the new imagining of Prodos, who used to make some absolutely amazing minis. Recon Studios are making some really, really nice stuff.
I'm
Right.
going to put some on the fire,
Okay.
just so you know where I'm going.
Okay.
Just sneaking off
You're not,
behind the curtain.
you're not legging it. So leaving me all on my own.
I wouldn't do that.
So what was it? What was I saying? Kings of War. Kings of War. So if I get to play some Kings of War, I'll use this guy in my army. Gonna work on some humans at some point for Kings of War. Might use them as a Northern Alliance. I've had a look through the book to see what army kind of fits. Been thinking about.
That's always dangerous.
Yeah, I've been thinking about downsizing my collection slightly
It's so funny.
and parting with some of my minis I've had for a long time, because I know I'm probably never going to get to play with them. So I was thinking about offloading some of my minis.
Koriko says, currently painting an Archon Dragon for the brush off. It's a lovely mini.
Oh yeah, which one is it?
And Asmo says, I was thinking I had some Kings of War minis, but no, it's Wrath of Kings.
Ah yeah. So I've looked at Wrath of Kings. Is that one? They were Rackham or something like that, I think. Wrath of Kings, or cool mini or not. Maybe that was like one of their lines. So I've got some minis which are from the Song of Ice and Fire miniatures game. But they were going to. I can put my glasses back on now, can't I?
Yeah, probably ages ago, but I didn't want to, mention it. Red says, what is this downsizing word?
Yeah, well, as you all probably know, my collection of minis is vast, and I have a huge, mostly unpainted Dark Elf army that I'm probably never going to get to the tabletop.
Poor Dark Elves.
I know. So I was thinking about putting it in our trade-in section on the website.
I'll let you. Pete says, are you downsizing for tax purposes? Koriko says, mostly lurking right now. Cat upended the wet pallet at the start of the stream.
Oh no!
It's the Dragon of Schnar.
Oh, Schmargenrog.
Schnagenrogen. Asmo says, cool minis or not, it was just a couple that were super cheap that I got to modify.
Yeah, they look pretty cool. I remember looking at them at Game Expo a few years ago when me and Mrs MLG went along.
Tony says, got some hot news that Ronnie let slip too. They're releasing a Dads and Kids version of Dungeon Saga, close to Hero Quest, board game style, to keep setup and rule accessible to kids from 7 to 12, and then a reboot of Dungeon Saga. No details on rules or minis at the moment. Was that from the open day?
Yeah. Oh, did you go along, Tony? A couple of the guys that regularly come and play in the shop went down. Told me a little bit on Sunday when they came in about stuff that they'd seen. Something about some scenery that they're going to do as part of the Terrain Crate line. And that they'd picked up the new Kings of War starter set early. They've released some before they've shared it with us shops.
That's nice, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, their thing. They've got to have an exclusive for their open day, haven't they?
The What's Next is quite a good introduction to role-playing games for children
Yeah.
and families who maybe haven't done role-playing games before. What's next? Is it a
Big potato.
Is it a big potato game? It's fun, so you choose your path. It's a bit like, which way shall we go now? Left or right? You know, like those computer games that you used to.
Yeah.
The words used to come up on the bottom, didn't they?
Almost like fighting fantasy type things in the books, when you like have to choose an option, isn't it?
So that's quite good. What's next? It's a big chunky box as well, and there's little mini games to play along the way. So it's not just sitting down. Come on, we've got to read all the rules, and you've got to follow this path and blah. It's fun to get you into role playing.
Little puzzles and stuff for you to do, and
it would make a very good Christmas present. Tony says, nope, from a stream that Blackjack Legacy, Ronnie Jabberjaw Renton let it slip and then let it slide.
Yeah, he's no good at keeping stuff quiet, is he? I don't think. But then I think that's also part of the plan, isn't it?
What? Whoopsie!
Yeah, drop some spoilers.
I didn't mean to, honest.
Yeah.
Fighting fantasy got me started back in the 80s. Warlock of Firetop Mountain, says Red.
Yeah. Final Fighting Fantasy was great. That was like my entry into role playing, really. And then as soon as somebody gave me the opportunity to play in a regular Dungeons and Dragons game, then I was hooked.
Asmo's playing rock paper scissors. Let's see if it actually works today, because he's been a bit silly with the rock paper scissors lately. You've put rock and he'll go, oh, I'll put scissors. Oh no, we tied on paper. It's like, nobody put paper. So I'll have to see how he's feeling. I think he's eating too much Halloween candy.
You're making some strange noises over there, Mrs. What are you on?
You said I had to scrape this down to make his head fit on.
Ah, yeah.
So
I didn't know if you just wanted me to slice it off. I thought you might be carving off mould lines.
No.
And
I
plus
was just sitting here.
and plus I'd kind of forgotten.
Chat 1 with rock versus scissors. Oh, cool. Did he actually get it right for once? Yeah, taking yourself too serious is rubbish, Tony. Who wants to be doing things like that?
I remember he made a spoiler about the Hellboy stuff when he was doing a video from his conservatory, I think, during lockdown, and he was showing off some minis, and then they hadn't actually shown them off yet. He just like got a handful of stuff and he was like, "Oh, look at this! We're gonna do this." Oh no, shouldn't have shown you that one.
It's not got too many mould lines. I mean, I'm not a great fan of bothering with mould lines anyway, as you know. What am I doing? A Cyclops.
Yeah, Bones 5, Greek Odyssey, I think it was called, wasn't it?
So far, I haven't done anything apart from wash it.
This guy's got loads of weird. I don't know. Oh, it's a shield! Painted part of his skin. Oh, might have to do a couple of touch-ups on the undercoat here.
So what are you painting it for, apart from Kings of War? Is it going to be...
Monstrous!
Is that for the Great MLG brush off?
It sure is. And what is the Great MLG brush off?
Yeah, go on then.
It's a community painting initiative where you can paint a mini that fits within the theme each month, and then they all get shown off, all in a big showcase super video put together by the beautiful Mrs MLG.
Oh dear me. I don't think we needed that bit added in. A wild horsey. Is that just like what little kids call a horse?
I reckon it's a seahorse.
I thought it must be. It is. It's a blue seahorse with a big, like, open nozzle that looks like, like a kid's toy. Like balls would fly out of its face.
Oh yeah. Didn't we have one of them the other day?
got red eyes, a long tubular mouth, and 3 spike fins on either side. There you go. So that's available for catching in the Pokemon community game. Don't say I don't tell you these things.
Wild horsey.
Giddy up, horsey.
Swim faster.
Go, go, go.
So, found out today, yesterday, if you're a Games Workshop fan, that the Astra Militarum new box set is going to be released on Black Friday. What kind of glue do you want now? Super glue.
Stick this black in.
There's the dregs of that one.
Thanks.
The new Astra Militarum box set, due for release on Black Friday.
Oh, Tony's got the horsey.
Looks like a fair bit of excitement from folks around the new Astra Militarum stuff. All brand new minis. And your first opportunity to get the new army book if you are a 40k fan.
Panda's crying, everybody.
Panda is so needy. That's it. Cadia stands. Yeah, there's. I don't actually want anything out of the box apart from the book.
Well, guess what?
Yeah.
You're not having anything.
Why not? Why can't
Because
I
you
have one?
you just stood there and told us that you've got too much stuff and you're going to get rid of some.
Yeah, I do need to get rid of some. Got way too much stuff. So I'll part with some when I've got time to sort it out.
Oh, I'll be better then.
I sorted this box of stuff out the other day, didn't
I don't know, did you?
Yeah, I've got those 2 boxes there. They're going to the trade-in section.
Ah.
New on sprue type stuff. Things I'll never get round to.
That's just everything, isn't it?
Yeah.
Never going to get around to anything. I don't think so, Pete. I had to switch the heating on today, right? I know that this is riveting conversation for everybody, but Nathan here hid the key for the woodshed.
Did not hide it. Did not hide it. Let's just set the record straight before accusations are levelled. Did not hide it. I moved it to a different key ring.
That'd be hiding it then. So we have at least 5 massive bunches of keys, right? I don't even know what half of them, over half, don't even know what they're for.
Yeah, I must confess I don't really know what most of them are.
And on these 5 bunches of keys, one of the keys is for our woodshed, which, as sounds, stores the wood. It's locked, so no one goes in and steals our precious wood.
Yeah.
And he told me before that it was on the same keyring as the back gate, which is like a weird looking key. So I was like, right, cool. So I took out that bunch of keys and I took out another bunch of keys just in case. And I tried every single key and none of them would let me into the woodshed. And I couldn't get in. And I already had thermals on, a hoodie and gloves. It was that cold you could see your breath in here because it's the orangery. So I made the executive decision to put the heating on for the first time in 2 years.
No, we had
Have
it
it on
on. No,
last
we
year.
did. We had it on last year.
Did you? Anyway, in a long time. Put the heating on. And then obviously check the smart meter thingy, and it costs 90 pence an hour to have the heating on in one room, which was where I was. But it was nice and warm, so all the cards were nice and warm today. And my mum said, well, you're better off putting it on and like airing things through and not letting things get too cold. And I was like, yes, well I would have done with the fire. The free wood would have done the same thing. So there you go, everybody. Now you know it costs me 90 pence an hour to put the heating on basically 2 radiators.
To be fair, it probably wouldn't have cost that much more to heat the rest of the house as well. Because the boiler's already fired up.
That is true, but I wasn't in the rest of the house, so that didn't matter.
No.
And I turned it off when I left the room, obviously. But now the fire's lit, so that's good. I've stuck his head on and it's glued, and I really need to take it off because it's not really gone on right.
We're not going to use that. We're going to use rattling grime for the fur around his shoulders.
This is going to have to look rubbish.
Why? What have you done wrong?
I've just said, I've stuck his head on it. It hadn't really gone on right, but now it's proper stuck. So I might have to put this silly necklace that comes with him on just to hide his gappy neck. Gappy neck boy.
Gappy neck.
Anyway, there we go. Put the lid back on the super good before I glue myself to the desk.
So
I won't put it
sounds like a plan.
I won't put it past me to glue myself. Do you think I should black undercurtain?
I do.
I will then. I'll steal your primer.
Okay, nice. You know, to share.
Put it on your side of the desk.
So I'm using some rattling grime for this fur around his shoulders, which
That's
is
quite a nice colour.
yeah, it's very, very much like a Agrax Earthshade Null Oil mix.
Even the music's getting dramatic at the thought of you using the paints. I've got to the point in Lucifer now as well where they're rubbish.
Have you?
Where they're disappointing and a bit poop, so I'll have to think of something else to watch.
I've played on my Xbox for the last couple of nights.
You did. What's the game that you play on that?
Battlefield 1, which I really suck at.
He does.
Really, really, really badly.
But you have fun.
Yeah. However, I did start doing a little bit better last night, didn't I? I started leveling up a little bit. I'm just getting my eye back in. I used to be not terrible at first-person shooters, and I'm just getting back used to it again.
Tony says the riff of the guitar is Zombie Eaters by Faith No More. Well, I'll take your word for that. I believe it's Sam Haynes who has composed this music. So maybe he sampled it. I don't know. Don't know how that works.
Yeah. I've heard of Faith No More.
I can't imagine that he got permission to, if it's true.
No.
Is there a Santa Mini? What do you mean, like in the whole world, Pete? Or something specific? There's a Reaper Santa.
Yeah, at least one, possibly more.
I don't know. Does anybody else do Santas?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, okay.
Well, I can't remember them all. There's definitely a North Stardew one. I think in the Cobblestone Castings range.
So there's Santa Claus 50208, Santa Dwarf 01525, another Santa Dwarf 01577, another Santa Dwarf 01552. That's Santa Dwarf, the 01552. He's a bit of a he's got no sleeves on his suit and a big axe. He's taking no prisoners. He's a bit like Die Hard Santa. That's what's happening with him.
Bruce Willis Santa.
Bruce Willis Santa.
On yesterday, I placed a small order with Reaper just to stock up on a couple of things that we'd run out of and needed for specific customers. And I noticed that on their website there's an upcoming mini which they haven't or hadn't at that point released yet, which is a St Nick, which is like oldie style St Nicholas that's got like deer antlers or reindeer antlers on him, and definitely looks a lot more like a animalistic spirit type than a Father Christmas.
Oh, Tony says the rift is adjusted to make it original. It's definitely zombie eaters. Maybe that's how they've got away with it then, because this is copyright-free music that we can use. But I'm saying I think it's Sam Haynes. I don't want to accuse him of anything because it might not be.
There was one we were listening to the other day that definitely sounded like it had a bit of Rob Zombie going on as well.
Maybe it is just inspired by these artists. But unfortunately, it doesn't tell me what's currently playing, so I don't know.
Well, maybe that was on the Halloween music, but I think that's by the same folks, isn't it?
Yeah, because some of it is copyright free from YouTube, and some of it is Sam Haynes. He's been dubbed Daddy Santa on their Discord, Coroniko says. See, I only look at the submissions on the Reaper Discord because there's so much going on. I can't keep up with it all. The only Discord that I look at everything on is ours. And some of that I don't understand, to be fair. Especially in the meme channel. That's highly confusing sometimes.
I don't get time to look at any of it.
Oh no. It's so terrible, isn't it? Where are you this weekend?
Warfare at Farnborough.
If anybody's around.
Yeah, and it's
2 days, isn't it?
Yeah, it is 2
leaving
days.
Me for 3 days.
Yeah, I looked it up on the internets today. See how long it's going to take us to get there. Just according to Google, 5 hours.
I don't think the getting there, it taking 5 hours is the problem, is it? Are you staying over Sunday night as well?
Not currently.
Because once the show is finished and you've packed up and everything, then you've got 5-hour drive back home.
Yes.
You know.
It's a lot.
That's
Well,
a lot.
yeah, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it.
It might be better driving halfway maybe and then stopping somewhere.
Have a snooze in the van.
In the van. Don't want you being too tired to drive.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
That's a short drive, says Pete. Yeah, I don't know what he's whinging at.
Do you reckon this hair on his knees and his hands is part of him, or do you reckon that's part of his like costuming?
What?
So he's got fur like bits here and sticking out the top of his like armour and on the same on his knees, and it runs
I
over
think
his
it's
feet.
probably part of his costume, but it doesn't really matter, does it? You can paint it however you want. My Cyclops has got a hairy back.
Nice. So I was just going to prattle on some more about Kings of War. I know I looked it up, and that the people won't be bothered about that. They have odd base sizes for the miniatures, so you've got to like adhere to certain sizes for different units and stuff. So it's going to mean I've got some nice miniatures that I want to use, but it's going to mean I'm going to have to hack them off the bases that they come with. Or neatly slice off from the bases that they come with.
There's a Pidgey in chat, a wild Pokemon Pidgey. And do they need to be on
multi-base? Yeah, they do,
for the rule?
they do really. Make them right, yeah. Plus the miniatures that I want to use come with integral molded bases, and they're like pre-glued onto them, for example, that are way too big. So if you, I can't even stick them onto the standard base sizes without having hardly any models on the base, because there's recommended base sizes, unit counts, model counts for your multi-basing. So, for example, a troop, which is the smallest unit size, it's recommended that you have 8 models on there. There's supposed to be 10, but it's recommended that you have at least 8 models on a base. It's supposed to be a troop. And when I worked out the size of the bases, but I might have a bit of card in somewhere. Show you, give you an illustration. Just finish this.
We've got to do poke start to get started, Dan. What have you begun with? A Chez pin. What's that? What's that?
Let's just put the lid back on that.
What's a Chez pin? Never heard of one of them. Oh, that's cute, Dan. You've got a cute starter Pokemon. A grass type, weird looking animal thing with a green hat on.
Right, so these are my drawn out base sizes, so I could get an idea of what's what for the thing. So this one here, go for this one because you can see it. So this one here is 100 millimeters by 40 millimeters, so that's big enough for 10 infantry. That's an infantry troop. Now that's fine if your miniatures. Sorry, if your miniatures are on 20 millimeter base, but the figures I've got are on 30 millimeter bases, which is like here we go. I've got Harley Quinn and the Joker here. So they're on 30 millimeter bases, and if I put them on that thing, I reckon I could get 3 miniatures on there without chopping them off their bases, because the bases are huge. So not going to get the minimum model count on there unless I start chopping them off. So I'm going to have to chop them off. You see. And then also the cavalry that I've got are on massive, like 50mm round bases, and there's no way that. So that's the base for a cavalry troop, which is 125mm by 50mm. I get like 2 on there.
Dan wonders what you're talking about.
I'm talking, Dan, about multi-basing troops for Kings of War. Is what I'm prattling on about.
Not prattling.
Yeah, so we're gonna have to get custom with some miniature bases.
But the Kings of War that Mantic sell would be correct. It's just that you're trying to use other ones.
That's it. Yeah. So if you buy official Mantic Kings of War minis, then obviously they come on the correct base sizes and they're designed to rank up and what have you to get them the right size. But I've got some really nice, or I think they're really nice, minis that are from the Song of Ice and Fire game that Cool Mini or Not put out, and still produce. They do still make it. Nobody seems to want to play a Song of Ice and Fire, the miniatures game, so I'm going to repurpose the minis and use them for Kings of War.
Tony's put some pictures of his Kings of War multi-basing minis in the Discord.
Oh, awesome! I will definitely
with some
check that
lava bases.
Oh, is that the
Like
Abyssal Dwarves?
They look like dwarves to me.
Yeah, Abyssal Dwarfs. I knew Tony had done some Abyssal Dwarfs, so I will check those out. Yeah, so the minimum model count is supposed to be, I think, 8 for standard size stuff. I might do slightly less than that, depending on how I decide I'm going to do my bases, but I'd like to kind of get them about right. Really.
I've just dropped a pair of legs.
I've got a mixture of what are they?
I don't know.
The Rangers. That's it. The Rangers. The Knights of the Watch, whatever they're called. The guys who in the Game of Thrones, they're the guys who watch the wall.
What are they just called? The Night's Watch.
Then that's it, the Night's Watch. That's what I was trying to. I couldn't remember. I
Okay,
couldn't remember.
Okay.
Yeah, so
It's alright,
the
it's been
Night's
a long
Watch
day.
guys. So there's rangers and builders and what have you. So I've got a couple of catapults, which I thought when I got the box, I thought it only had one catapult in, and when it came and I had a look at it, I was really surprised to see that it actually had 2 catapults in it. So that's pretty cool. Catapults, and I got the starter army set that they did. I bought these when they were very cheap on sale. So, and then I've got some archers as well, because there isn't many archers. I would like some crossbowmen, but they are not on sale yet. So I'm going to wait until they're on sale and maybe have some crossbowmen.
Apart from you're not though, are you? Because you're getting rid of miniatures, not buying them.
Yeah, but if I get rid of some, I'll have space for some.
That's not how it works.
No, I don't really need any more, do I? If I've got archers already, I don't really need crossbowmen as well.
And when are you playing Frostgrave again? You haven't played that for absolutely
Well, I don't know. I'll have to
ages.
try and squeeze a game in, because we've got some guys that are playing a campaign at the moment in the shop, and I haven't had. They're only playing on a weekend every other Saturday, and as you know, I've been at work almost every weekend.
You've been at work every day.
Yeah.
I mean,
So we did get a rare day off on Saturday, didn't we?
we did. You did. You got a rare day off, and I made you go shopping.
Yeah, it was fine though. I got to spend the day with you and Madam, so that was okay.
And then you went back to work again yesterday, and you've been at work today, obviously.
Yeah,
But
yeah. So we got a day off Saturday, but yeah, I just haven't had a chance. So I think they're playing this weekend, but I'll be at the show, so
that's true.
won't even get a chance to get a game in this weekend.
What you'll have to do, my darling, is use the Mighty Lancer Gamers group on Facebook and organise yourself a game on Thursday.
I know, but I've already committed myself to a game.
There are more than one Thursdays. Dan would like you to dance. Dance, boy, dance! Even through a one-shot of the 1,000 points that I've done before, I threw in the towel and I some glow sticks. Oh, thank you, Dan. That was so kind of you to see his dad dancing. Dad dancing, that's how he dances all the time.
It is. Weddings,
Yeah.
parties,
Any
opportunity, that's how I dance. Because that's how I roll. Well, there's a bit of fur there, missed that bit.
Funerals, yeah, funerals. I mean, it has been known for us just to go to the wrong funeral and just sit there at somebody's funeral we don't even know. So, I mean...
I haven't.
Alright, maybe that was just me. Just make us double check now, though, on all funerals that we've been to
Yeah.
since.
That was you and your mate when it turned up to the wrong one.
It was his fault.
You'd got there a bit early, I think, hadn't you? I think that was more the issue.
We'd got the right day, we'd just got the wrong funeral.
You did turn up to see the right one.
Oh, yeah. Yes, thankfully the wrong one was early. But we were sat down and everything. We were ready to say goodbye to this guy that we didn't know.
Did you just sit through it then?
No, we realised just in time, because we thought it was strange that we didn't know anybody, but then we just didn't really think that it would be the wrong one. And then I think there was a picture on the book. I think like that. This isn't the right guy. And we just got out before because we didn't want to disturb anybody and we didn't want to upset anybody. But we did just get out before the coffin came in. If they'd have started bringing the coffin in like a couple of minutes earlier, then we would have just stayed and listened. and found out all about the gentleman that we didn't know. But as it was, we managed to sneak out. It's all good fun. It's all good fun. That's what happens, you see,
When you're getting old.
when you're getting old. You're getting on a bit and you don't know which funeral you're supposed to be at. Yeah, we've been to quite a few funerals, so maybe it's just like we like going.
Do we?
No, we've been to go to quite a few.
I aren't that keen on them. To be
Well,
fair.
yeah. We do seem to have sat in every chair in the crematorium now, though. I've even sat upstairs, sat in the balcony. Yeah, sat in the balcony with you. That's strange because when you watch the coffin come underneath, it's like a completely different view from above.
When did we sit in the balcony? I can't remember. If I'm honest.
Yeah, that's true, Dan. He says, to be honest, you were better off than that guy. Yeah, we were. I mean, at least we could leave. There was that option for us. So you said you could use this Cyclops that I am painting.
Yeah.
And I was going to paint him with the sheep, but he does also come with a club.
You paint him however you use whichever assembly option you would like, my darling.
So it doesn't matter, I've now got a random club.
No.
Okay.
No, you can just be a Cyclops without a club.
Yeah, he's giving the sheep back to his...
Well, yeah, he can be throwing sheep. It's fine.
I think he's found it lost and lonely wandering around and he's bringing it back to his flock.
Ah, right, yeah.
You know you've only got 2 minutes, right?
Have we? Wowzers. Where's that gone?
Well, you've been painting and stuff.
Time flies when you're having fun.
Time flies when you're having fun.
Get some skeleton horde on
I haven't actually done anything.
Giant's teeth.
I'm going to have to just put some colour on him just so I feel a bit better.
Have you undercoated it?
I've just primed him. With the black that I stole off you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Good. I'm glad we cleared that up. He's going to get some sunburnt flesh is what he's going to have. What's on Friday? Says Dan. Well, Nathan's not here, but is it Ross?
Yeah, Ross is taking charge. It is pre-release for the Brothers War this Friday at Friday Night Magic. Brothers War pre-release.
Is it on the website?
I don't know if it is because he's had a list of other stuff to do today, so I don't know if he's done it yet. If it's not yet, it will be on Friday.
It's not, no. Nothing interesting then, says Dan. There's a lot of new Tamiya colours that are on the website today.
Yeah, we've
What
had.
are they then?
They are spray primers from Tamiya. We've been waiting for those for a long time. We should now have almost the entire range of primers from Tamiya, apart from we do some more specialist colours for polycarbonate car bodies, if you are a RC fan. And by RC I mean radio controlled and not the transformer.
There's also some new scale model kits.
There is some Airfix and Tamiya kits have been created, and I believe possibly tomorrow a whole host of new Hornby Railway parts will be added.
There's a wild Pokemon in chat, everybody. A wild Pokemon in chat. Dan says, when you allowed back out, Pete? Why? What's he been doing now? What's he been up to?
Yeah. What you been up to?
The Weekend Geek redeemed Save the Game. Yep, everybody save your game.
I'm gonna have a free hydrate.
Slurpy eye.
I know, a slurpy eye. I was gonna use some Ultramarines blue, but it's a bit bright. I think we'll leave blue for now.
So is this slap chop then?
I've done that style of undercoat on it, yeah.
So I think I called the stream something silly, didn't I? What did I call the stream? Slap chop, sloppy chop, chop, slap. That was something along those lines.
Oh, let's do his hair. Before we finish, let's do his hair. We'll do his hair black template, and then that'll do for today. Good progress, I think. Base coating on the Giant.
So monstrous for the great MLG brush off. So any miniature from any manufacturer that you think fits in to monstrous. So massive, scary, monster. Eek, don't want to see that on a dark night.
Yeah.
Big orc or something. Whatever you think fits in to the theme of monstrous is the theme for the great MLG brush off for November. Can't believe we're in November. Pete says, hydrate. And the Weekend Geek, Dan, and Pete the Hydrator both caught a Pokemon. Must be fixed.
I don't know what you mean.
What?
Oh, he's talking to Pete.
He's talking to Pete. He's not talking to you, sweetie pie. Has he ever made you cry?
No, that's why I didn't understand.
It's never made me cry either. It takes quite a lot to make me cry. I get told off all the time.
I did think about when you were talking about being at the funerals, and Dan had said something about you crying at a funeral for someone you don't even know, and I was going to say that you don't cry.
Don't even cry at funerals, people I do know. Mum tells me off all the time. Take tissues for other people. I'm quite good at passing out tissues for others. About the only time that I found pre-shading any use, aka stop chopper, was for my Mega Gargant. He made me cry on Friday. I deserved it though. Come on, you have to elaborate now, the pair of you. You can't have secrets. We don't like secrets. Secret chats. Have you been streaming again, Danny? You're back to streaming again. Or were you in store? Or has he secretly been meeting up for a coffee? I mean, come on. Let us know. Let us know. She gets Tammy. Yeah, so there's loads of new Tamiya, loads of new Italeri and Tamiya model kits.
Yeah.
There's some juggling balls randomly in there as well.
There's gonna be some new Airfix kits, a mixture of brand new and vintage classics.
Currently, there's the Westland Whirlwind helicopter. 172 scale, and a Commonwealth CA13 Boomerang vintage classics 172 scale. They're both on currently, and then there's some Fireforge.
Oh yeah, they look cool.
Fireforge.
The Fireforge Berbers and Blackguard. They look really funky.
It's in the new section.
For Deus Vult, which is like historical gamey type stuff. We've had a large restock on Victrix minis, so we've got most of the range available for those now, including the excellent Norman cavalry and infantry.
And then the One Ring RPG, Lawmaster Screen and Rivendell Compendium. That's in the new section.
Yeah, if only we could get hold of some actual core books for the One Ring, which is a little frustrating. It was party to a conversation with a couple of other store owners the other day, where we were all saying how frustrating it was to be able to get expansions for stuff that we can't get the core game for at the moment.
Which is annoying.
It is annoying.
Tony says, I do like Tamiya paints. They're a bit smelly, but are water soluble. They're so creamy and matte finish.
Yeah, Tamiya paints are very popular in store. Apparently they're really good for airbrushing. I've only ever used them to brush on. But a lot of people are telling me that they're fantastic for airbrushing. In fact, one modeller the other day told me a little tip. He said that when you get a new pot of paint, what you should do, which is kind of what inspired me to get this pipette and sort out my contrast paints. But he said what you should do with the Tamiya paints is take the lid off and then fill them up to the mark inside. There's a mark, I presume, where the top of the label is. So fill the whole thing up to there with thinner Tamiya X20A thinner, and then give it a good shake up, and then you've got a perfect mix for airbrushing.
Oh, there you go. You've also got lots of new bolt action
Yes, new Italians.
in the new section,
Yeah,
obviously
new.
the bolt action section. Always keep an eye on the new section. There's always something happening in there. And lots of new second-hand Games Workshop models. Some squigs, some Gunspike Gits, some cool stuff.
Yep.
And then loads of new WizKids as well. Dark Souls is in there.
Yep.
Fall of Rome, Pandemic on the Brink. Oh, there's so much stuff. What's this Hero Quest, the Rogue Hair of Elathon?
Oh yeah, so a new expansion character pack for Hero Quest, and there is coming this week. I think it might even turn up tomorrow or Wednesday. There is the Frozen Wastes, I think it's called, for Hero Quest, which is an expansion.
Are you showing us this because you want to finish the stream?
Yeah, I was showing everybody my progress. I didn't realise I had scabby bit of blue roll in the picture roll
Well,
session.
you know, if you ever looked up.
We probably will at some point, Weekend Geek, but yeah, it's not even starting on Kickstarter till the end of this month, so can't tell you when we might have it. Probably in about 2 years' time if Steamforge's previous history is anything to go by. So here we go. This is our Giant progress on Giant this evening. Still a lot to do. Still the light is very bright, so it's distorting the colours slightly, but decent progress, I feel. Is just a monstrous mini. Just an absolutely monstrous guy.
See what you did there?
Oh, almost as if I did it on purpose, do you mean?
Almost as if you did it on purpose. So now we've finished the stream.
Yeah.
What's the plan?
So, after the stream, we're going to turn it off and we're going to work on our Secret Santa minis,
Are we?
I believe. Yeah.
Well, you are.
Or I am.
Because mine's not going to plan, is it? So
No.
I need assistance.
Let's
Yes.
just touch a bit of that up. Yeah, so I'm going to work on my Secret Santa mini for a little bit
Okay.
and try and get it
Well, let's not
try
say
and get it
anything else
finished.
in case you say something that you don't want
Yeah.
to.
So, Giant, I'll be working on this guy again tomorrow. So tune in tomorrow, 6 till 7, and I'll be doing a little bit more on this guy. And hopefully, be doing some slightly more interesting bits than just block skin. But yeah, he's going all right so far. Stick him over to one side so we can have a bit of space for Secret Santa mini. Thank you very much, everybody, for joining us. Thank you, Dan, for saying that you want to get it from your local LGS. I presume you mean us, because you know, what other rubbish, like, you know, where else would you get it from apart from the greatest LGS in the country, if not the world?
I think I need to take him off air now.
Thank you, Sharon. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Pete.
And thank you, Tony, for resubscribing. We really do appreciate it.
Thank you, Tony. 20 months, isn't it now? 22
ridiculous.
Months. Yeah.
Can't believe that
Epic.
you've been doing this for 20
Epic.
months when we were only supposed to do it for 1 month.
Yeah. It was only ever a test, and then it's like we're just still doing it. It's awesome. Thank you, everyone. See you soon. Thanks for coming. See you later.